This guy has a history. This does not happen out of nowhere. Intimate partner homicide is called the most preventable and predictable murder in the United States. It's that way because there are telltale signs that this person is dangerous. Hello, thank you for joining me. If you're new, welcome. My name is April Hardy. I'm an abuse survivor, I'm an advocate, and an author. On this channel, we talk about things related to domestic violence, especially lately, intimate partner homicide. If you're not new, welcome back. I'm really glad to see you again. Well, to imagine seeing you again. This week we're going to do a tribute to Kathy Irene Blanco. She passed away in April of 2021 at the hands of her recent ex and the father of a child. I had researched this right after it happened and put together kind of the outline that I would use for this video, and then because there was so much time that had gone by, I went back to look and see if there were updates. This man should have gone to court by now. There should be updates, but I couldn't find any. And that is a really frustrating fact. I feel like a lot of these videos, when I do them, I say there's limited information. I have limited information to give you because there's limited information that gets reported. And it's really frustrating to me that it gets reported in the news in the moment that it happens. It's like there's news, flash, and then it's gone. This guy was supposed to have gone to court in May, according to a news article. There should have been some kind of an update on this man and this case. I couldn't find any. Maybe I missed it. But that's part of why I'm doing this, because Kathy deserves to be remembered. I don't know her, and that's irrelevant. But she and every other woman that is killed by a partner or an ex-partner deserves to be remembered. They should have been rescued. But at the very least, they deserve to be remembered. So you may not see new news about her, and I may bring you the same information that was reported that you could go look up on Google, just like I did. But this is my way of continuing her name and continuing her story. I know in this case, when I was looking before, I was able to find some conversations that were going on Facebook on the news article. This guy has a history. And so I'm going to show a couple of screenshots about that later. And if any of those people want to comment on here, either to what they knew about him, what they knew about Kathy, what their experience was, I could see that he was violent and scary to at least one previous partner. And that's something else that I want to make really clear. This does not happen out of nowhere. Intimate partner homicide is called the most preventable and predictable murder in the United States. It's that way because there are telltale signs that this person is dangerous. And as you'll be able to see from some of the screenshots that I took, not everybody sees that because these people intentionally show people what they want them to see. But the victim definitely sees this other stuff. And sometimes they talk to other people about this other stuff. And that's where we need to get better about knowing these things ourselves and knowing how to respond when somebody that we care about, or that we know, or that's a complete stranger, maybe it's somebody that's new that just started working with us. If they give you that information, knowing how to respond so that we can save lives. Thank you for putting up with my rant. Let's get to the story. Kathy Irene Blanco was 30 years old, and she was a new mother. She had just recently had a baby, was about a month old, when she went to meet her ex-boyfriend, Mark Wayne Mead, at a convenience store around 8:30 p.m. on April 23rd. Her mom drove her there and waited in the car while she went in to exchange some personal items, or another article said proposal items. I'm guessing probably an engagement ring. but it didn't say. When the mom was sitting out in the car watching this interaction happen, she said that Mark grabbed her daughter by the hair and started doing what looked like repeatedly punching her daughter. She ran into the convenience store to try to help her daughter, and that's when she saw the knife and the blood and realized that he wasn't repeatedly punching her, he was stabbing her. When she realized this, her mom got behind the boyfriend and started clawing at his face, trying to get him to get off of her, trying to save her daughter's life. The mom told police that he at that point turned around and looked at her in the face and said, "It's over." And then he got off of her daughter. She started trying to administer first aid to her daughter, and she said that she was afraid that he was going to kill her too, or attack her too. But instead he ran. Kathy died at the scene, and the coroner said that the cause of death was stab wounds to the neck. We'll go back to the actual story here in a minute, but I just want to remind you, I have written a book called In Case I'm Murdered, What You Should Know About Stalking, Domestic Violence, Sexual Abuse, and How to Stay Safe. Recently, we put it out on Audible as an audiobook, which I'm really excited about. I have some codes for free copies of this audiobook that I would love to share if you are interested and would be willing to leave a review. It is a really good resource. So if that's something that you're interested in, email me at staff@aprilhardy.com or leave a comment in the comment section and I will get in touch. Thanks. I appreciate it. According to the reports that I read, Kathy and Mark had been together for about 3 years. They had been living in an extended stay hotel, so they didn't have a ton of money clearly, and this hotel had just increased the price by hundreds of dollars a month, reportedly, which put a financial strain on them, which intensified stuff. Financial strain intensifies everything. It is a frequently listed cause of divorce, in fact, like huge stress on any relationship. And this relationship had a history of domestic violence, according to Kathy's mom. So because of this change and because of the domestic violence, Kathy had apparently ended the relationship with Mark about a month before. So right around the time that the baby was born. The baby and she moved into her mother's house, but her mother wouldn't let Mark move in with them because she had issues about previous domestic violence events, which is understandable. So she was meeting him under the assumption that they were exchanging these personal items at the end of their relationship. According to reports, he wasn't okay with them ending their relationship. He had made mean or aggressive or threatening-ish type of text messages to her that were found on her phone, and he didn't seem to be okay with her leaving him. And this was his ultimate response. Reports said that it wasn't clear if there was police intervention in the previous domestic violence incidents, but that was something that her mom had reported had happened. When Mita was arrested, he was booked at the Clark County Detention Center on a single count of murder with a deadly weapon. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot that was included in the information as far as this case is concerned, but my heart goes out to her, and my heart goes out to her mother. I can't even imagine being in that situation. And this new baby that's never going to know their mother and probably isn't going to want to know their father. I told you that I had taken some screenshots before, so I know that there was an ex-girlfriend who commented on one of the news Facebook articles that she talked about 15, 16 years of abuse with this guy, and she said that she knew that she had to leave the state or he would kill her if she didn't. So there was already definitely a history of domestic violence, a history of violence specifically, and fear and concern about murder in this guy. There were some people that I read that said they were so shocked and amazed because they knew this person growing up and they just couldn't believe that somebody would do that, which is really common because people don't want to think about people that they know in that light. They just don't. And people that are like this don't always show that side to everybody. But on the other hand, there were also people who commented he had had some kind of a near-death experience in the past and that he was never the same after that. There was people that said that they just sensed evil in him, as well as people knowing his domestic violence history. And I don't know, the report said that there was a warrant for his arrest at the time that this murder happened for a domestic assault. I don't know if that was a domestic assault against Kathy. I assume so, but that wasn't reported on, so I don't know if that was from Kathy or if that was from a previous person. But given that they were together for 3 years, I would say the odds are that it was from her. And maybe she had done that after she left. Or maybe that was a part of her leaving. Maybe he assaulted her and then she was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't know. If there are people who know more about this guy, more about this couple, I would welcome your comments. And if you have anything, any information about Kathy in particular that you would want to share to honor her, I want the comment section to be a platform where you can do that. Because I don't want these people, these women, to just be a bleep on the screen. I don't want them to just be some news article or news broadcast for 10 minutes. She was a person. She mattered. She was 30 years old. She was a new mother who shouldn't have had to worry about things like this. She mattered. If you're concerned in any way that your life might be in danger from a significant other or an ex, I beg of you to reach out. The easiest place for me to refer you is the National Domestic Violence Hotline. I'll put the number on the screen. If you haven't already, I would love it if you'd hit the subscription button and the bell notification so that you can be notified when I put out new videos about domestic violence related things, including intimate partner homicide stories. If there are particular topics around these things that you're interested in, that you want to know more about and you want me to do a video on, let me know in the comments or email me at staff@aprilhardy.com. I want to provide the kinds of information and the kinds of wisdom and encouragement and validation that I desperately needed at a different time in my life. I could do a new video on intimate partner homicide every day of the week and just cover intimate partner homicides that have happened in the United States. It's not even including the rest of the world, where it happens a lot too. Some places much more frequently than the US.